Black, Poetic G.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm King George. I am the owner of T.Y.I Productions. I am the curator of Black 31 magazine. Tonight, I'm here with another special guest from the community. This lady, she does something very, very special for the community. She actually helps people out that has a criminal history. She helps them transition into becoming business owners, which is very prolific in the community. So without further ado, can we give it up for Dr. Dawn Michelle? Let's go.
George, can I call you Georgie? Georgie, because that's my father's name. And then my cousin's names, and it's Georgie, and Georgie. So I just give me family vibes, so yes. I'm feeling like family, so I want to call you Georgie. But thank you for having me, Mr. King. Yes. Mr. King, editor, and congratulations to you as well. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and let's get into it. What we doing?
Absolutely. So I want to know straight from the jump, who is Dr. Dawn Michelle?
Who is Dr. Dawn Michelle? It's me. Dr. Dawn Michelle. So I grew up in the Philadelphia area, Chester, Pennsylvania. I'm a mother, a wife, a college graduate, business owner, and I'm a felon. I am a felon. In 2013, the United States of America indicted me, and it was Dawn Chamberlain versus the United States of America. You hear me? And I was indicted and brought in to federal court in Delaware and convicted of being the CEO, mastermind of a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise. And that, my friend, is the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, or the slap in the face for the wake, the rock that held me down on the bottom. Yeah, that's what it was for me. It turns out, as we're here now, and further describing to you who I am, it was just what I needed. It was my story. It was written for me, and at the time I wouldn't have felt like that, but it was my story. It was for me to experience, to go through, to put me where I am right now today, and to be able to position myself to be a vessel of hope and strength and guide for other people who need to transition from that criminal mindset, from that incarceration experience, from the justice system that's been affecting us for generations and as a whole, into legitimate, law-abiding citizens and prosperous and profitable business owners. So that's what I do. I help those who have been justice impacted find their way, stop playing and get their shit together, and get legitimate businesses going. Legitimate. It's huge. The incarceration epidemic is what I'm going to call it. Some people don't realize that it's a public health problem. So people ask, well, why do you choose that population? Why do you want to help those people, those kind? Well, first of all, like I said, I had to go through the experience to know what it's like. So I am one of those kind now. I wear that super F on my chest. But it's a public health problem. If you help just one or two, not even a whole lot, it can make a huge difference. A lot of times people are put in situations beyond their circumstance, not taking away the accountability or responsibility of the person that commits the crime, but just knowing our surroundings, what we're exposed to, what we're conditioned to, what we learn, our environments. It just subjects us to lifestyle and choices that are sometimes poorly made out of desperation and survival. And if my thought was to give them an alternative to that, use my knowledge and my skills and my strengths to assist them with those voids and fill in those holes and those gaps so that they can further develop themselves out and to be more productive and positive individuals that are contributing in a better way. I strongly believe that a lot of people that are in the justice system are natural born entrepreneurs. They got a grizzly in them, right? And they're even stronger and more skilled than some of the people that are out here now running businesses because they just have that natural entrepreneurship, that energy, right?
Yes.
So you figure if you take a person who has that natural energy and you teach them how to do things the right way, then what do you have? That's a beast right there.
Yes.
You know, it's a business beast.
Yes.
And then they're being productive for themselves. They're providing services and whatever that business might be. They're providing job opportunities, and then they're instead of being a negative influence and a negative contribution to the public health problem, now they're being positive. You know, and they're extending life. They're bringing more money into the communities, and they're taking away from the negativity. So that was my mission. To do that, to help those that need guidance, need support in that way. So that's who I am, and that's what I do.
Yes, I like that. And I want to rewind back a little bit because I heard something in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what was it like as a woman to be a part of the prison system, inside the prison system?
As a female in the prison system, that's not as common as the male. You know, there's more males that are incarcerated than females. So there's I can't say it was more difficult because you can't measure people's experiences and pain. But for me, it was really challenging. Some of the things that you notice that I've experienced and other women experience when you're in there is, first and foremost, you're being away from your children, right? You're breaking away from the family. This is very traumatic and painful experience. You're dealing with your women's issues while you're in there. There's a lot of sexual abuse. There's a lot of just things that go on inside the system in itself that we're still like subjected to and have to be, pay attention to. And it's weird because it's like the dynamic in itself, because I'm married, right? So it's like normally if there's a circumstance where the justice system is involved in a union, it's the male, right?
Yes.
So in this case, it was me. My husband's a law-abiding citizen. He's not with any nonsense, and then here I am with all this bullshit going on, right? So that was like weird in itself. It's like, wait, what? It was like a total role reversal, which was also very challenging and different, frustrating, just all the emotions that you can think of. That brought in itself. It's really hard, even when you're coming out, because women are still, we're getting there, but you know how society is. As a woman of color, we already have 2 strikes, as men would say, and then you're actually adding the felony layer onto it. So it's even a harder fight, I think, because men are still leading in a lot of spaces. Even in this space, it's a male-dominated space that I'm in. But speaking and trainings and just doing things and moving, it's always, predominantly men. So for me as a woman, it's a challenge. Sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you can feel, like I said, like you don't really have the support. You can feel like you're running a marathon that's never going to end. It can be extra frustrating. And then we got our emotions that we battle with because we're so emotional. They're emotional creatures, and you're constantly having to battle emotions and business and this and that. So it can be challenging. Then you got your kids.
Yes.
Then you got your family unit, your significant other. You still got these roles to play. The sister, the friend. So it's difficult. Whereas men, and I'm not a man, so I'm just going by what we've seen, what we've been told. It's slightly different, and they're taken from the home, and it has a huge impact. But the women takes care of everything from what we've seen, what we've observed, and they hold it down. The sisters out here really, really like holding it down. Not to take away from the stress or the pain that the men experience from that isolation time, but it's a little different when it's the woman. We're in there, and I can't tell you how many times, how many Kleenex that I've had to give to someone from, the pain and the tears, crying when the state comes and kids are taken away and families are broken up and things are happening and going on that's beyond your control because that rock, that foundation, the mother, the woman has been removed from the situation. Whereas the men, that doesn't always happen because the woman's usually still there. So for me, I wouldn't do it again. No doubt. Like I said, it was part of my story. I had to be there, but I'm not interested in going back and experiencing that anymore. As a woman, as a human being,
Yes.
in general. So I do think that it's a little more difficult. I would think so for women, just and coming out. Um, so yeah, that's if I answered your question.
Okay.
This is my cup. I drink water, everybody. I'm a water drinker.
Absolutely.
This is my bling bling from cousin Daisy. She just gave me this last week. She makes sure I have all the up to date water drinking equipment so I can stay hydrated. Thank you, cousin Daisy.
Nice. Shout out to cousin Daisy. And it's so crazy to say that my grandma was named Daisy.
Hey Daisy, shout out to grandma, G mom.
Absolutely. To jump into your writing, right? I want to jump right into your writing.
Okay.
How were you able to create a book? Why did you decide to write a book? And why was it so special to hit that target audience?
So you asked me 3 questions in one. So how did I create the book? Why did I create the book? And why was it so special?
Yes.
So how do you create the book? I like to write and I like to journal. And in the incarceration experience, your activity is limited. So you kind of get down to the basics. A lot of that looks like reading and writing. So I had a lot of things that I had journaled and documented that I started kind of reviewing and going over after I came home and looking at this stuff and looking at my journey and thinking, some of this stuff might be interesting to other people, might be useful, could support other people and help encourage others on their journey. So why don't I kind of go through some of these things and try to put together something? So that's kind of like how that went. Me, like I said, sorting through my journals and stuff, and then sitting down again creatively, putting everything together and filling in the gaps. So I wrote it. Then you asked me why. You asked me why.
Yeah, why?
Because again, I felt like I needed to share my story.
Yes.
Somebody out here needs to hear it. You could help someone. And the only way that we're going to be able to reach people is through educating them, through giving them information and knowledge. And what is one of the most traditional ways to share knowledge is through reading, through books, right? So you got to put it on paper. It's permanent. It's not going anywhere. It could be, forever and ever. When I'm no longer here anymore, someone could get this book and read it, so it continues. It continues. It's like an everlasting gobstopper. It just keeps going and going and going, right? It's like never-ending knowledge. It's never going to be forgotten. And then how? You asked me the third question. I forgot it because it was why, how, and how. What was the third part of it?
So basically, the target audience.
The target audience. So, because people need to know you're talking to them, right? Sometimes when you get really specific, it has its benefits because I like to know that some people are directing it towards me. And it's an issue. Like I said, it's a public health problem. We're out here. It's a lot of us out here. And I'm not going to sugarcoat around or dance around it. I'm talking right to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to us. I'm one of you. And it is what it is. I'm not afraid or ashamed of that. And it is a need for that. It's a need to talk directly to that target population. And we need that. We need things that are for us, specifically for us and by us, to help each other. We understand the situation, the circumstances. We can just, be there for one another in more ways than one. So why not? I'm not going to pretend like I'm talking to anybody else. No, I'm talking to you. Yeah. I'm talking to you. Yeah. I'm talking to us. So yeah, that was my choice, to be specific and intentional. No fear, choosing life, no shame. It is what it is. Just like it is what it is for you and anybody else that's watching that may have had a situation with the law. Chin up, for fear of right in the face, face your failures and then you keep it moving. Accept accountability, take responsibility for what it is and then what we doing next.
Yes.
Let's not make a big deal out of this. Let's do what we're supposed to do and get it going. No looking back. And like I said, I wrote something to help you get started, help motivate you and encourage you and gives you action steps to actually get some things moving with your business. It's from style to CEO. Stop playing and get your shit together. Period. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Education. Where did you go to school at? What was your degree in? And tell the people what's the importance of education.
Education is important, very much so. And we hear it all the time, and I consider myself a professional. My husband makes a joke. You're a professional student. Yeah. I'm always learning. I love to learn. I'm an information seeker. I'm a Libra. I'm just very inquisitive, always seeking out information. So I'm constantly just like evolving in that space. I went to several different institutions. Delaware County Community College was my first stop with my associates. I went to Temple University, graduated from there. I went to Westchester University, graduated there. Public health, master's in public health. I got a master's in business from Corinthians. And then I did my doctor's program in business and entrepreneurship more recently. And finished that program. In between there, I've done all kinds of trainings and certifications in business and mental health and even healing spaces and psychology, you name it. I even got a forklift certificate and a HVAC and a hazmat certification, okay? I can clean the sludge from a sewer and scrape asbestos off the ceiling, all right? So you name it. It's not a lot of spaces I've done, and been in the healthcare space where I've done the CNA program and the healthcare training. I've done a paramedics training. I did EMT school. And I finished all my stuff. I'm not like one that starts and stops. Like I do it, finish it, see if it's something for me, try it out and then, move on to something else if it's not a good fit. So I have no problem with extending myself to a learning experience, investing in that opportunity and going for it. It's very important to just continue to pour into yourself. Learning and education all falls under the self-development category. You need to continue to develop yourself and pour into yourself. You can never know too much. You know what I mean? Surround yourself with life, with positivity, with knowledge, with growth, and be intentional about that. So it's important to get your education, and it's never too late. And you don't have to stop either. If it's something that you don't know, then seek the information to get it. And, don't be ashamed of that. Like I said, they call me a professional student, call me whatever you want. If it's something that I want to learn and train in that space and do, I'm going to go for it and do it with no shame. I'm going to find a way to make that investment to make that happen also. Okay. So, that's education is everything. Everything. My great-great-grandfather founded Alabama A&M University, William Hooper Council. We named our first 501c3 after him. So education has been instilled in me. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. Yes. It actually wasn't even an option. You know what I mean? It's like you graduate from high school, then you're off to college, and then you keep going. So these are the men and the women in my family and in my bloodline. Just a long line of generations of educated college graduates. It was founded of a university at HBCU. How much more into education can you get? You found in schools and training programs, and here I am, with my own training program now, just following in my grandfather's footsteps and continuing that legacy of just empowering others and educating others. It's just very, very important. So again, education is essential. It's key. Go for it. It's never too late. And to keep going. Keep going. Make the time. Make the time. A lot of people make excuses about why they can't go back to school or why they can't do certain things. And it's just an excuse. Stop making excuses. You can do it. You can take a class at the library. It's so much stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's going on. It doesn't even have to be like textbooks things. It could be something like like painting, ceramics, just learning. It's so fulfilling. For me, I enjoy it. I live for it. Can you see I'm holding it in like, so, yeah, I'm a little obsessed with it. But, hey, I'm a professional student. So, yeah, I love it. Choose life.
Yes.
I didn't take my crazy pills today, y'all, so you gotta forgive me. I'm just being me. I'm just transparent. I like to be, a real person.
Yes.
You're gonna get me the same no matter what.
Yes.
You might, well, my husband gets the other, he gets some other stuff, but you guys will get the nice doing all the time. And the kids, they get the stern, the different doing. But yeah, for the most part, I just like to be me, you guys. So if that's all right with you guys. I'm upbeat, spunky, full of life, playful, funny, laugh. I'm spontaneous. So I just like to live.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Who are the impactful women who inspire you in your life?
Who are the impactful women? My grandmother, Michelle Chamberlain, first and foremost, was the first person that inspired and impacted me. Yes, she was a college graduate, business owner, restaurant, real estate. And you're talking about she was born in 1918 or 1920.
Wow.
Yeah. Her sisters, her mothers, this was started off. My other elders in my family, Charlotte Buchanan, I have Vanilla Brown, my mother, and my aunts, all of them inspired me to be, out here, being a go-getter, being a survivor, not taking no for an answer, being independent. Most of the women in my family are all independent. Even though they may have spouses and stuff, they can still stand on their own 2 feet.
Yes.
I do believe in some of the traditional, family model practices, but I've always taught and always saw the other side where the women were also bringing something to the table and also be able to stand on their own and, be out here just doing them too and just winning right alongside their king. So I was raised to be a queen, to have a throne, to exert my power and authority and then go after that. And then it started at home. If I could think outside of my family unit, who would I think that I look up to now? Definitely Michelle Obama. I love me some Michelle Obama. Love me some Oprah. The list can go on. I was love Whitney Houston. And, unfortunately, her circumstances, she struggled with addiction and things, but just her accomplishments and the things that she did for herself and what she did for women in our culture as a whole always were fascinating to me. I always admired that about her.
Yes.
I'm trying to think who else. Just a couple. You caught me off guard with that one. I have several people that I look up to and am inspired by, but like I said, it started at home. And that's where my core is. And then outside the family unit, just to name a few, if we're talking about celebrities. Of course, I had hometown heroes that helped bring me up. People and women that I saw in my community that were doing well and doing good. They poured into me also. So I thank those people as well. My village also. And then the extended family outside of the city of Chester. There's a lot of powerful women that I've crossed paths with that have helped inspire me and guide me. So the list goes on. But the bottom line is it started on my grandmother. Yeah.
Yes.
Those Buchanans and Councils and Chamberlains, they were some bad mamma jammas. You know what I mean? So it was like I said, it's in the bloodline. It was instilled. They walked the walk and talked the talk.
Yes.
That's why when I went through my incarceration experience, I went through like a mental health breakdown, if you will. I had a lot of guilt and remorse. Not only for the crime that I committed, but also for how I disgraced the family and disgraced, the bloodline. I felt really, really bad about going astray and getting into those circumstances, being that, my family history and lineage did such great things for other people. And I had to forgive myself for that. And heal from that and grow from that. And then, like I said, it just added on to my determination to redeem myself also with my family as well, and just to push forward in a positive direction and take everything that I did wrong and do it right. You know what I mean? So that's like I say, that's what I'm all about. Getting my shit together and keeping it together and helping other people do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that.
Thank you.
Tell the people, what is the greatest thing that you love about yourself?
The greatest thing I love about myself is my social skills, my people skills. People, I've been told countless amount of times that I have something, right? I don't know what this something is, but people say you've got something and people don't have that. And I'm like, well, what is that? So I appreciate that. I appreciate being outspoken, having an opinion, being able to advocate for myself freely with confidence, and just not being afraid of, not being camera shy, not being afraid to just be out in the light, and just, wanting to be seen and heard. I value that about me. Some people shy away from that. They don't, like to be that way. Some people are embarrassed. I just have very strong energy, very strong energy. I'm my alpha's crazy. And it's just, but I appreciate that and I value that.
Yes.
So that's my favorite characteristic. My impulsiveness, my proudness, my boldness is a strength for me, and I value that and I appreciate it. Yes.
Yes. I like it. As far as we talked about education, we talked about the book. I want to dive into official celebrity boxing.
Okay. Official celebrity boxing. Here it is. What's
official celebrity boxing is now ex-Rumble.
Yes. Yes. Growth. Yes.
We connected at this event, at official celebrity boxing event.
Yes.
How important is official celebrity boxing for the people of Philadelphia?
Extremely important. It's extremely important. Any brand that is, global, because they are global,
Yes.
that is coming into a local community and contributing what they have to that community brings great value. Celebrity boxing is more than just boxing or a TV show. You got to think about all the components of the wheel of what it's doing, how it's going full circle and giving it back. Like for myself, it gave me an opportunity to be a commentator. That was something that was completely new to me. Because of the skills that I have. It was like a good match. It's like, who knew that I would, be comfortable and sitting there on the microphone and say, hey, this is it. I loved it. I love it. I was grateful for the opportunity. You're bringing in the business into the community. When those events come through, there's people that are coming in and they're supporting the community, supporting the businesses. You're building up the athletes that are a part of that organization, and even the staff and the team members that are contributing, the marketing department, sales team, everybody that has their hands in it. It's just keeping life moving. You're keeping that opportunity going. It's showing that there's positive ways to move around and get through life, through fighting, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And through the art of, I call it the art of athleticism, and also music. They also are heavily involved into music as well.
Yes.
And I really value and appreciate that. I was excited when they came to Philadelphia in the city of Chester, because we need that. We don't have that kind of exposure. People don't give us that kind of play anymore. Our city has, really, they're on a path to moving upward and coming back, but we suffered a lot. So to know that a brand of that magnitude, considered us and came through and is actually there, I'm proud of that. And I value that, and I'm grateful for that, and just to be a part of that and contribute to that. My face, my name, my energy is, it's everything to me. I really appreciate the opportunity and appreciate them being there for us, and I wish them continued success. And whatever my journey is with them, I manifest that as well, and to continue to grow. I don't know when it will end, but I'm here for now, and it's everything. Like I said, it's to bring a sport, anything, to a small area. Like I said, it's important.
Yes.
Like I said, it's going to just continue to fuel the life in that community through things that I just named. So, without repeating myself again, because I'm just like, I'm just really excited. It's just everything, like to know. I mean, we're in poverty like that. We're in a hub zone. We're in a hub zone. That's poverty. That's real. People are really struggling in that area, and to come through with that brand and that opportunity is just everything. Everybody. It's other places that they could have gone and chosen, and they chose to be in this area. So I don't take that lightly. It's a big deal. Big ups to celebrity boxing. I'm here for it. It's family. That's family. Yeah, celebrity boxing. 100. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. Shout out to official celebrity boxing. Ex Rumble.
Yes, ex Rumble.
The owner, Damon Feldman. Shout out to
Damon Feldman. Oh yes, Damon Feldman. Yes.
Bringing it back to community-wise, right?
Okay.
How do you feel about all the gun violence, right? All the gun violence that's been plaguing the communities. Basically, I want to know what's your take on all the gun violence that been plaguing the communities, and for sure, it been damaging a lot of our young youth.
The gun violence is heartbreaking and disappointing and disturbing, to say the least. It seems as if it's continuing to escalate and grow. And again, I go back to the lack of education, the lack of resources, and knowledge that there's other ways to live, to survive, to engage in healthy conflict mediation. You know what I mean? And again, boxing, celebrity boxing, is one of those ways. You fight it out. Like, I'm from that era. You get out in the street and you two hands, you put them hands up and you work it out, and you meet me at the dinner table. I was just telling somebody that story. I had 4 girls growing up, so it was a lot of fighting, right? And sometimes it just, conflict was resolved with a fist fight, straight up. Some hair pulling and some fist fighting, but we're going to meet back at the table later for lunch or dinner, and everything's going to be sorted out. We don't do that anymore. People are just, first of all, there's no emotional regulation or control. They don't know how to process emotions, to deal with those things that they're experiencing and going through, whether that's anger, abandonment, abuse, whatever that trauma that they're experiencing. So now it's being redirected and coming out and acting out in these forms of behavior. And one is gunplay. And again, like I said, if we were educated more, if there were more village leaders and community leaders getting grimy in these trenches and really, really pulling them out and really, really sitting down and helping people get their shit together, then it would help. And like I said, again, with the book, it starts there. If I just reach one person, you know what I mean, then it makes a big difference to me. You're talking about generations of ignorance, of not knowing. That's deep. How do you change that? You guys, one day at a time, one person at a time, one village leader at a time. Somebody has to have the confidence and the heart and the courage to do the work and put the work in and believe. And you can't be afraid of your people either. Like I said, it's disheartening, it's disturbing, but I'm still not afraid of my community. I love my community. I continue to pray for my community, and I continue to give back and contribute to my community and others in that sense. But home is home. But it's very heartbreaking. I've lost family members and friends to gun violence in that very community, so it's real for me. It's not, no fake shit. That my family has been damaged severely, pain inflicted, generations of the effects of gun violence. So I'm in this for real. So it's personal. And again, if we can just provide more opportunities, just letting people know that, teaching them, you know what I mean? And not just the kids, it's the parents now too, and now even the grandparents, because the ignorance, like I said, it's generations. You just got to keep trying. And if you're a village leader, or you're finding yourself becoming to that leadership role, that mentorship space, and you know, I would encourage you to continue to follow that path, let that energy guide you into that position, and do your part. If you, even sometimes when you feel like it's not working, keep going. Keep going. Because like I said, if you just save one person or teach one person, you don't know the effects that that might have. It's people that I run into that I haven't seen in 20 years. And they'll come up to me and tell me a story about something I did or said or shared with them from 20 years ago and let me know what they did now. And I'm like, wow, really? I would have never known that if I didn't keep going.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you just never know who you're going to touch and who you're going to help change. You just got to keep going and keep doing that because it'll help. Like I said, the public health problem, incarceration, gun violence, it's a public health problem. It's everybody's problem. Even people from other communities that think that it doesn't affect them or it's not their problem. It's your problem too. It's your problem too. And sooner or later, it'll be in your face, unfortunately. And we don't want to see that, but you know, that's sometimes what happens to get other people to move and do and take more action than they're doing. But, you know, we'll hope that that doesn't occur as often, but it is happening. So, you know, but we just, like I said, it's important to, again, educate, pour in, and just lead by good example. Be forgiving, have an open mind, and have that courage and that confidence. You cannot be afraid of the people. It's a scary thing coming in the trenches. Like I was saying, we're in North Philly today. Like, oh, you know, it's like, but I'm not afraid to be here. I'm here. I'm here in my Versace jacket. Looking over my shoulder, like, no, but you know, but that's, you know, you can't be afraid of your people and your community. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to lead. So, you know, for those, like I said, who are out here, those village leaders, you know, I encourage you to keep going, keep growing. There's support out there for you also, like people like myself. We have communities of people that help the people that help the people.
Yes.
So we out here.
Yes.
We out here. So never feel alone. You just got to come seek it. You know, ask not, want not. You know, closed mouth don't get fed. So, you know, reach out and find the help that you need to do the work, to do the service work that needs to be done. So, yeah, but it's, like I said, it's very heartbreaking to see the things that are going on in our communities and in the city of Chester with the gun violence. It's just changed so much. Like I said, I come from an area where you take it to the street.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And give me a fair one. And now it's not even, it's very rarely done. You're just grabbing those guns so fast. And like I said, that's a lot of that is pain, displaced pain.
Yes.
I mean, and like I said, ignorance too, lack of knowing that there's different ways and lack of resources and other opportunities and options. So they want to be, you know, king of the hill, the gang, you know, leaders of the gang in the community, and that's kind of what they look up to, you know, what they're working towards, you know. So we have to, like I said, if it's just one, even if it's just one, we have to get that one and help that one and reach that one, because then that can create the domino effect to lead to helping others. So this is for the leaders, for those people that, you know who I'm talking to y'all. You're so important. You're so valuable. You're so needed. And like I said, we're out here. You know, I can tell you how many times that I've gotten frustrated and wanted to throw the towel in and sick of this. Yeah, it's like, and then like the pain, the trauma, sometimes it's just a lot. It's a lot. I have to unplug often just to reset, just to exercise, just energies and stuff that can get on you, and the things that you're seeing, the trauma and the pain that you're experiencing personally and just in the community. So it's real. I get it, but don't give up.
Yes.
Don't give up. Know there's a greater cause, a greater mission, and that's to get back to a good place in our communities and our families. And it's coming. It's coming.
Yes.
It's coming. Like I said, we just got to do it one day at a time, one leader at a time. And is it you?
Yes.
You know? Do you have your shit together? Do you? No, seriously though. Do you?
Absolutely.
It starts with the mirror, looking in the mirror. You know?
Yeah.
And figuring out, being honest with yourself about who you are and the things that you need to do to be the better version of you, to be the best version of you. Every day should be a new day where you can be a better you every single day.
Yes.
And I said, Yonkers is here. I don't want to ask you, what did you do today? And y'all can't see her, she's off camera, but I asked her, what did you do for you today that was positive today? right? Hey, this is really me. I ain't bullshitting. So I say, what did you do today that was for you? And it could be the smallest little thing, but how did you pour into yourself today? How did you bring value to your life today? And how did you assess yourself so that you could be better tomorrow? You just gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Absolutely.
Right? I can talk. I told you. I don't know how much camera time you want. What's next? Let's keep going. What I appreciate, I just, on that note, I just want to again commend you, congratulate you,
Thank you.
Because what you're doing is needed. You're helping to keep the information moving and circulating. You're providing that vessel of communication, the audio, the video, the visual. You're out here.
Yes.
You're making those sacrifices to be in those spaces. Even where we met at the boxing space, that's a sacrifice.
Yes.
You're away from family, time away, and you're meeting strangers and talking to strangers basically every day, exposing yourself to energies and spaces, and then having to go home. That's a lot. That's a lot. So you too you're one of those people I'm talking to. You're a leader, you know what I mean? And we need that support and encouragement too. So I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. And thank you for your service. And I continue to pray for you and have a covering over you so that you can grow into the magnificent king that you already are destined to be. And don't give up. Keep going. We sitting here right now. Next place we're gonna be, my next interview, we're gonna manifest it is gonna be in a big top of the line, multi-million-dollar studio. Absolutely. We're going to claim it. We claiming it. Absolutely. But then the show, the Black magazine, you might not even be hosting anymore because you done transitioned into another space and you've already trained someone else. You know what I mean? So the new king is going to be, one of your sons might be the new host because you're doing bigger things in that space. So we just manifesting. But it starts here. Absolutely. It starts here, right? Absolutely. It started with you putting in that work, seeking the information that you needed, investing in what you need to do, making those sacrifices so that you can get here and starting, getting your shit together. Yes. Period.
Yes.
Period. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you started it, right? Uh-huh. You got Bay over here in the corner. You got a beautiful wife. You know what I mean? Things are moving with you, and I'm just proud of you, brother. You know what I mean? Because you could have a gun in your hand too. Absolutely. You could have been in jail like me, but you're not. And that's the top. That's the big. People don't think about that. That's huge. A Black man doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Ooh, baby, that's hard to come by.
Absolutely.
And not to say that you haven't had your trials and tribulations, but you got it figured out now. You're doing what you need to do. Yeah. Full circle, putting in that work and providing service to others. Absolutely. So I commend you. Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Real talk.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
We need to hear it though.
Yes.
We need to hear it. Sometimes people think that because you're in that public space or you're in that leadership space that you got all this strength. If I hear you're so strong, one more time I'll be strong. So one more time, it's like it's just programming people. But no, we're human too.
Yes.
We're human too. Yes. We hurt.
Yes.
We need to be encouraged. Uh-huh. We need community. We need uplifting. We need mentorship and all those things too. So yeah, it's hard out here. Yes. Yeah, it's like you gotta get an adventure sometimes because it's more of the things that are not good going on than there are good. Sometimes it feels like this. So sometimes you can feel like you're, like I said, running that marathon that's never ending. You're going uphill. So it's just nice to know. And when you come across people like that, I like I said, I have no problem talking. And I call it as I see it, and I'm 100% the way I am all the time, transparent. I just, game recognized game when I'm giving you your flowers now.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Now, where's my chicken? Because you got me up here. I got my water, and then we got this whole setup and everything and all that. Ain't no chicken here. Where the Chinese store? I might go down there. We down the way. I already know it's good. I know the rice and gravy is busting. Give me some egg fouillon. This is what I'm getting, y'all. I'm in North Philly. If you come to North Philly, you got to get some North Philly Chinese food, y'all. Get the egg fouillon. The gravy is, or the yacht. Whatever one you get. The gravy is so good. Get them chicken wings fried hard, some salt and pepper on them. Tell you. You can call in or call in front. And I know some of y'all might want to leave your car running and all that. I get it, but don't be afraid to come and support the community and stuff. And come get you some chicken. Or you can go to the soul food store too, whichever, if they're still open. Some of them don't stay open too late. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to catch one open now, but I'm going to get me some chicken before I leave North Philly. What else? What else we got to talk about anymore?
Last but not least,
What's up?
I just want to know, what advice do you have for the younger generation of young ladies that's growing up, right? What's everything that they need to know to be successful, to most importantly stay grounded in being a woman? And what's everything that they need to know to be successful in diving into an industry like you are in?
So that's a huge question, an infinity answer. But just let me give you a couple things.
Yes.
So a young woman or male, a skill that I can't say it enough. You need to learn how to listen, right? Listen and watch and listen and observe. Don't be so quick to think you know everything, and be humble, because these are huge. If you can't control your emotions and have those things in check, then it's going to interfere and affect a lot of the other things that you want to do in your life. So you got to learn how to listen and observe, see what's going on around you, and question the questions, right? People always say, oh, use common sense, right? But sometimes people don't know what common sense is. So you got to question the questions. For me, and I'm sure with you, when we're coming from these communities and these environments that are just submerged in this behavior, right? You're in a matrix because you don't even realize that you're in what you're in. So that's why I say listen and watch. Step back and pay attention. Shut the fuck up sometimes and listen, right? Pay your elders say it. Listen, pay attention, see what's going on. Okay, always what's in front of you ain't always what it's supposed to be. And then you got to figure out, okay, how do I get out of this? You know what I'm saying? And again, now it's time to talk. It's time to seek out the information, get the education, ask for help, move around, change your environment, being open-minded to being in new spaces, and, putting in the work to get there. Don't be afraid to question the questions. You know what I mean? Because some of us are in these generational bondage, and the people that are right in your immediate family unit can't really help because they don't know no better either. You know what I mean? So you question the questions respectfully. Don't get your lips smacked off telling your grandmother something you ain't got no business saying. I know, won't get me wrong, but just, like I said, listening and watching, observing, and then seeking out that information. Not being afraid to go get the information, and not being afraid to be different, because it does look like being different. Like I said, if you're in these environments where everybody's doing a certain thing and they're conditioned to certain ways and behaviors, when you step out of that box, you're gonna be by yourself a lot of the times, and you'll make new friends along the way. Like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you're gonna make new friends along the way on your journey. Just pay attention, man. If you see 6 of your friends that got jammed up and were teen moms, and you're in this circle of people, just pay attention to what's going on. See what happened, see what the circumstances were, and then try to separate yourself from that to do different. You know what I mean? Don't think that just because you're seeing everything right there that it's what it's supposed to be. Like I said, you gotta listen and look from a deeper lens, and like I said, just seek out the information. I mean, that's the advice that I can give you. And it may not, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, because there's action steps, right? There's action steps that you can execute to do things and maneuver, but most of the problem is mental, it's mindset, and it's emotional regulation. So it's like, if you don't work on those things, it might interfere with your success in all things. You know what I mean? So getting to the action steps and executing them is almost like, it's like 1 to 3 ABC. Any business coach can tell you the same thing I'm telling you, but it's that mindset, that internal flame that you have, that common sense that all people don't have, that discernment, that humility, and that confidence and that courage also. This is what you need, and work on that. work on that and not being afraid to ask for help and seeking that. If you don't see the life that you want in front of you in your home and in your community, then look for it. Find where it is and seek. Go to that. Because, like I said, question the questions. If that makes sense. If I'm only sound like the Riddler, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't see the life that you want for yourself right in front of you, it doesn't mean it's not out there or it's not available to you. You just have to figure out a way to go get it. What does that look like without breaking the law? And the first part is just asking the questions, seeking the information, opening your mouth. That's before you gotta get money to do this, to go anywhere. Just start talking. Read, instead of, looking at, something on social media, maybe, read a certain newspaper or a certain magazine or, watch a certain channel for where people are, where the information that you need or the life that you want, you're going to find. And they're there. They're there. So, like I said, listen and look. That's some really strong skills, but not just right in front of you. It's like, you get it. You know what I'm talking about, you'll know. And you understand what I'm saying now. It's deeper than just like what's in front of you. And it takes so much courage. It takes so much courage to do that. I'm telling you, it's to be successful. Sometimes it's a lonely road, a rough road. But you really can't help the way some of us would want to help if you don't get the success that you need to help. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned to which way is up. You got to make that decision for yourself. A lot of people give up and, they get complacent and they're okay with wherever they are, and that's fine. That's their choice. But to really, really get up there and go, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to walk by faith and not by fear. And sometimes that looks like being alone. Like Dorothy, you're going to find, they'll be there when you get there. You're going to make new friends and family. And trust me, he has them waiting for you. So don't be afraid. But listen. Listen to your wise eyes. Listen to your elders. Don't be, thinking you know it all. So some humility. You know what I mean? And just move. Move. Yes, move. I'll be stagnant. What I can say. I'll keep talking, y'all know, but I'm ready to get my chicken.
and most importantly, where can the people find you at?
I'm on social media, all social media platforms. Coach Dawn Michelle. Coach COACH Dawn DAWN Michelle MICHELLE. It's also the same website, CoachDawnMichelle.com. And that's where you can find me, DM me, watch me, Google me. So I'm around. I'm around. Are you ready to stop playing each other shit together? And get with me. Yes, we out here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. B.L.A.C.K 31.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe, you support B.L.A.C.K 31 magazine, share it with a friend, and then keep this energy moving and going. Absolutely. Yes, a King George Addison, Georgie. Yes. I couldn't call him Georgie. He gave me permission.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My brother. Yes. Big ass.
Listen,
I mean.
Thank you so much. Go support Dr. Dawn Michelle. She has.
Oh yeah, I have a book too. That's right. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. I forgot. Yes. But if you Google me, it'll come up. But yeah, you can get the book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's called Sell to CEO. Also selltoceo.com has its own web domain. You can purchase the books on there. I also have other training programs, financial literacy training programs, and anything dealing with financial literacy in our community and development. I have programming that can offer that training and mentorship. So yeah.
Damn, that's heavy. That's heavy.
And if you are just as impacted, I have a special spot for you. I do work with people that are not, but so many people are. Even if you're not the person that went to jail, you might be the daughter or the sister or the mother. A lot of people are just as impacted in some way, shape, or another, and it really affects us in more ways than we even can think about or even realize on a daily basis. So I'm here for you. Yes. There's more of us out here, so let's do it.
Yes.
There's more of us out here, so let's do it.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Thank you
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Each and every week, please tap in each and every week. Black 31 magazine, y'all know who it is. It's King George, the owner of T.Y.I Productions, the curator of Black 31 magazine. We are the platform of truth. We are the home of the champions, and a place where we uplift man, woman, and child. Peace and love, y'all. One.
Train your mind during these times. We need more education, not incarceration, to elevate from negativity at all costs. Knowledge and power. Remember, this game spilled, given. Embrace it. T.Y.I, Poetic G. Peace and love. One. I love it.